As more allegations of sexual harassment and assault make the headlines, we're finding ways to not remain silent, not look the other way when something inappropriate happens in the workplace.
So how can we better understand the line being crossed, how to report it, and what can be done to prevent it? Here with advice on how to go from bystander to upstander is certified life and business coach Celia Ward-Wallace. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just looking at all the allegations, new ones today, with Senator Franken, the allegations against Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore. We know that two of his accusers are supported by other women who say they were told about the abuse when it happened, but they too failed to say anything, and we've seen that with a lot of these cases. Harvey Weinstein, people knew, they just didn't speak up. What is keeping people from doing the right thing?
I think there's a lot of factors, and we're in a new day and age. The times are changing and we're all learning, right? So that's something that we first of all have to look at is if you haven't maybe been doing the best you could, this is an opportunity to learn on how you can step it up. So that's what we're talking about today for everybody, not just in the entertainment industry. And I think some of the factors that stand in the way are people don't know what sexual harassment is or isn't, what is appropriate, what isn't appropriate. They also don't want negative consequences. A lot of people are risk adverse to conflict, and they feel like if they stick their neck in there and they did the wrong thing, are they gonna also be, talked about or gossiped about, or are they gonna have a negative impact at work as well?
You describe it as going from bystander to upstander, and there are four things we can do. The first thing you say is just be aware.
Yeah, so this is part of what we've seen also after the 2016 election is a lot of people have said, wow, I was really in a bubble. And I was unaware of the life of other people out there and what they've been going through. And certainly with all of the women's marches and women's movements happening now, women are starting to speak up, and we're seeing the momentum around this issue where people are saying, this is happening, whether it's your story or my story, it is an existing story. And as we know, only 1 in 4 women who have gone through sexual assault or harassment are even reporting it. So just the awareness of, this is probably way more prevalent than I think it is. And it's not just in the workplace, it's in the homes, it's in our communities, it's everywhere happening.
The next thing you say to do is to speak up and then to document as well.
Yeah, so if you witness something certainly that seems like a outstanding event that gives you a red flag, that's your opportunity to document. Whether it's you that are the person that it's happening to or you're just a witness to it, you want to document it. Obviously, first you want to go to your initial supervisors and you want to go through your chain of command and hopefully nip this in the bud before it becomes some of these incidents that are so atrocious to us. We really want to shift the culture in the workplace where it becomes a zero tolerance workplace. We absolutely do not stand for this. And if there are misunderstandings, let's figure out a process where we can create that dialogue so we can have conflict resolution.
But isn't the fear within the chain of command? Oh, he's a tattletale, or she's stirring the waters.
Of course. Well, that's where you're getting to my punchline, which is culture changing, right? We have got to change with the times. This is an old paradigm. This is unfortunately an old masculine paradigm, an old white masculine paradigm, and we're hearing from all people that are saying that is not fitting. We have to change, and we want to take everybody along with us that wants to change too, so that we can stand for what our country believes in, which is standing up for other people, not standing in silence.
And I can tell you that the New York Times reporters who wrote the Harvey Weinstein piece, they're on NPR last night, and they were talking about the fact that someone asked, how do you vet the people who come forward, right? The women who say, this happened to me 30 years ago. When they tell a relative, a friend, someone, this happened to me today, last week, and even 30 years later, when the reporters go to vet that victim and they say, yes, this happened to that person, they say, well, let me talk to your person you talked to, and that's how it's seen as more credible then when there's that allegation.
And if we create an environment where we tell our friends and family, whatever you're going through, I'm here for you, I support you unconditionally. I may not be having the same experience. I myself have not been a victim of sexual harassment or even sexual assault. However, all of the people I know in my community have, and so I've been able to say, I want to hear your story, and I want to be somebody that you can turn to that can be there to support you. And I might not know exactly what to do, but I can help you on that process to figure out what are the next steps.
Yeah, really good information. And if you want more about Los Angeles-based certified life and business coach Celia Ward-Wallace, you can check out her website. Also, you can follow her on social media. Celia, thank you for being here.
Good to see you.
Thank you.